We've got a teenager getting mad at vegan posters. We've got an animal rights activist running for mayor. We've got a vegan slamming ex-vegans. We've got something about animal testing. And finally, we've got a story about Queen going vegan, all in this week's 5 Minute Friday. Hey, it's David at Skinny Vegan Fitness, back with another video, another installment of 5 Minute Friday. I hope you're doing really well, and actually, I want to ask you right now, how are you doing? Right now, leave me a comment, tell me, how are you doing? How are you handling the quarantine? How is life for you right now? Let's have a little talk, let's have a catch up. In this week, we're going to be doing the same thing as our weekly 5 Minute Fridays. We're gonna do 5 minutes. We're gonna try and get through some of the most interesting things that are going on within veganism and animal rights. Before we start the video, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm gonna tell you this every single week because it helps me so much, but it's free for you. It really, really helps. Do it now, do it real quick. And let's continue with the video. Let's put 5 minutes on the clock. There it is once again. And let's dive into some of the most interesting stuff happening this week. The animal rights charity Viva has put up some really good posters about veganism, about the animals. I'm gonna show you what they look like. There's one here, there's one here. They're provocative because they challenge people's speciesism. They're not particularly graphic. In fact, they're not graphic at all. But that didn't stop one teenager from speaking up. Good for them. They spoke up. They said how they felt. They got in contact with the newspaper. Hey, look, that's good for you. If that's something that you want to do, you speak your mind, speak your heart, it's what you believe in. However, on this occasion, it doesn't really make much sense. Let me read out what this teenager said. 16-year-old said that he felt that this type of language was wrong. It's the first time he's ever seen them. This is shocking. I understand what the charity is promoting, but I don't think children under a certain age will understand, and it could be upsetting or cause them to question their parents. God forbid there's something causes them to question their parents. Don't question your parents, people. Don't question the government. Don't question anyone. Just listen to what they tell you and do as you're told. I think it should be a parent's choice whether they talk about the subject with them. I think the animals would disagree with you on that one. It shouldn't be the parent's choice to hide animal abuse that their children partake in and make them feel that there's no abuse taking place. That's horrible. That's child abuse and animal abuse in one, isn't it? I don't think that using the words kill is needed or referring to eating your pet. I know veganism is a growing trend, but this is going about it the wrong way. I would want to know how someone at Viva would speak to a child that was asking about killing animals. Well, I would assume that somebody from Viva, just like any of us who want to share the truth, would approach it with a child with a little bit more tact, gentle approach, because you don't want to scare a child and give them nightmares. At the same time, they deserve to know the truth. These posters, all they said was, what's your favorite animal to eat? And when did you last kill an animal? You've seen the posters, I'll put them up again. Well, there and that. How is anything that this kid is saying making any sense? It's questioning people's cognitive dissonance, it's questioning their speciesism, and it's uncomfortable. I'm glad that people are talking about this and talking to the papers. It just shows that the advertisement worked. Good, Viva, please keep it up, keep doing that. The next story is quite an interesting one. There is a prominent animal rights activist running for mayor in a city in the States. This is Wayne Hsiung. Oh no, I can't remember how to pronounce his name. His name's Wayne, and he is the founder and one of the leaders of DXC, which is Direct Action Everywhere. They're an animal rights organization. They're very well known. You'll have seen them doing disruptions and going into farms, taking animals out, open rescue, all these kinds of very, very good things. He is running for mayor of Berkeley. This is awesome. Whatever you believe or think about DXC, whether you love them, hate them, doesn't really matter. What matters is as an animal rights activist who's running for mayor. If he could win that, it could be fantastic. I really do recommend go and check out his page, and if you're in Berkeley, vote for him. If you're not in Berkeley, then at least share this. Let's get some support for this guy, right? I mean, come on, this is amazing. Hopefully we get more animal rights activists around the world running for mayor of their respective cities. That would be fantastic. The next story has a little bit of drama. So we have a popular YouTuber with the name Edgy Veg. She does recipe videos and some other stuff. She has come out and blasted ex-vegans. Let me read exactly what she said here. Eating disorders are disguised as influencer culture. These ex-vegans that became ex-vegans, obviously you can't be ex-vegan, you're either vegan or you're not, you're either against animal exploitation or you're not. Ex-plant-based people that they switch and they say that veganism destroyed their health, she's saying that what they did was disguise their eating disorders as influencer culture. They were doing things like water fasting, like Tim Sheaf. If you guys know Tim Sheaf, he became an ex-vegan after he water fasted for 30 days, drank his own piss, stared at the sun, and then he blamed it all on veganism when his health went to shit. She's saying that these people clearly have some issues like eating disorders. Exact quote is, I find with a lot of these people, it's a lot of restricted eating, it's a lot of oil-free, sugar-free, very, very restrictive, not reasonable in terms of what a balanced diet looks like, eating disorders disguised as influencer culture. And I could not agree more. I am so happy that someone in the vegan YouTube circle that's not an activist as such has said this. Restrictive bad diets, silly things like fasting for 30 days, drinking your own piss, that's what will cause you health problems, not a plant-based diet. Happy to see people speaking out about this, and I wish we had more people speaking out about it. The next story is a bit more serious. It's regarding animal testing for COVID-19 vaccines. The animal rights organizations, a few of them around the world, have got together to protest and speak out against the animal testing methods for potential vaccines. Their arguments are that this testing is going to take years, and it's not even a predictive method to see how these vaccines would impact humans. It's ineffective, it's causing harm to animals, and there are many other alternatives to doing it. I just wanted to share this with you because I want you to go into the description. I want you to check the link. It's so important we share this information. It's so important that we show people that animal testing is unnecessary and it's ineffective. It's not only harming animals, but it's harming humans. The longer we mess around with ineffective methods, the longer humans suffer. These non-humans also suffer. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a scientist. I'm not going to go through this article in a lot of detail. It's a 5-minute Friday, I can't, but please do go to the description, click that link, share that with your friends and family, get them to speak out against animal testing. And finally, the big story, the celebrity story, the one that you may have clicked on the thumbnail for, Queen goes vegan. Okay, Queen's not gone vegan, but Brian May has. And like, you know, he's the most important guy in Queen anyway, right? He has gone vegan. He said that eating animals has brought us to our knees as a species. I think that's what a quote. Straight in there. If you want to get deep into it, I think we should be looking again at whether we should be eating animals. That's a central issue here. This pandemic seemed to come from people eating animals, and it's becoming more well known that eating animals is not the greatest thing for our health. So he does talk about health, but he doesn't stop there. To go vegan was just a decision, and I haven't been preachy about it, but now we've seen more of the effects of how eating animals has brought us to our knees as a species. I think it's time to re-examine our world in a way that doesn't abuse other species. I love that because, yeah, okay, he's talked about health and he's focusing on Corona and COVID-19, but he's specifically talking about abusing animals. He doesn't say consuming animal product, like eating meat. He says, we need to stop abusing animals. So important. Those words are so important. Lewis Hamilton does the same thing, talks about abuse, talks about exploitation. This kind of language is so important when we're talking about the animals. This is not a personal choice. This is abuse and it's exploitation, and it needs to end. And that's it for this week's 5-Minute Friday. Now, I can't believe it. I made a big point last week of asking you to remind me to time it, and I've not timed it again. It's not even a joke. You think I'm doing this for a joke? You think I'm doing this for like, oh, it's just funny, it's every week. No, dead serious. I get all my lighting set up. Like, look at this. I get all this set up. It takes a little bit of time. And then I just start filming and I'm like, yeah, I'm getting into it. And then I just forget. I just totally forget to record the time it takes for me to do this every time. I don't know if we're at 5 minutes or more. I'm gonna guess we're at more than 5 minutes. Thank you for sticking around. I hope this has been a good one for you. I hope it's been interesting. I hope you've learned something. At least hope you've been distracted from the quarantine for a little bit and I've helped you kill some time. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like. If you didn't enjoy the video, give it a like. Make sure you subscribe and comment. I'm gonna tell you this every single week. It's free, costs you nothing, it's free, and you get to help me. How awesome is that? Hit the little notification bell so you get notified of future videos. Don't forget to let me know in the comments. What do you want to see more of? What did you enjoy this week? We can work together and I can tailor these videos that are more interesting for you because, you know, that's who I'm making them for. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next week in the next 5-Minute Friday.